Hello everybody, welcome to Danny Wine Talk. In this episode I will talk about Chinese wine importers. Recently I went to some wine fairs. For instance, the EWBC Brescia, Italy, Vignes Sud in Montpellier, South France, and Pro Wine Düsseldorf, Germany. I met a lot of great producers. They're producing fantastic wine with very reasonable price. They are all very interested in the Chinese wine market, but they are facing the same problem. How to get there? There are a lot of channels to go to China's market. You could have joint venture, an office, an importer, an agent. In China, 95% of foreign wine companies are using importers or agents. The whole system works like this. First, you sell your wine to an importer or agent. Afterward, they are going to resell your wine to a wholesaler, and a wholesaler is going to sell them to a retailer, and finally you have a consumer. Actually, this has been proved to be the most efficient and cost-saving way to penetrate in China's market. It's very easy to understand because you don't know the market, you don't know the local market, but those people are. Therefore, finding a good importer or distributor is the essential starting point. Otherwise, the entire system doesn't work anymore. The problem is, how could you find your importer? It's very hard to give a general answer because it really depends on what you want. If you don't want to worry about so much about your sales, okay, you could choose a big importer because those big names, they have good salespeople, well-developed networks, or very good positional strategies. But on the other hand, your profit margin might be a little bit low. In conclusion, you have to make your own choice according to your business. I have collected the top 10 wine importers in China. You could find the list of ranking at the end of the video, and you could Google their website, definitely. I don't have time to go through them one by one, but I did something much more interesting. I have arranged them into 4 categories. Each category stands for a very typical business model. In this case, you can understand this market much better. The first category is international wine exporting company. For instance, the group Pernod Ricard and Torres. Here I'm going to use the Pernod Ricard as an example. Pernod Ricard is the 3rd biggest wine exporting company in the world. China is just a part of their global market plan. They have very strong capital strength, international standard service, and competent employees. More important, there's no culture difference when you do business with those guys, because you feel exactly the same like you're selling wines to your local wine merchants or to your local wholesalers and supermarkets. Therefore, it's very easy to communicate and monitor. Well, the second category is foreign investing wine companies. Those companies are founded in China but created by foreigners. Their business strategy and company philosophy are very Western style. Apparently, you don't have many difficulties in communications. What's more, most owners, they have been living in China for a long time. Therefore, they know the market, and they have more autonomy than the international wine firms. Therefore, they're doing very good in China. For instance, ASC Fine Wine Company was created by Mr. Saint-Pierre in 1996. After 15 years in 2011, they are working with hundreds of famous wine producers all over the world. Now they are the number 1 in China's wine market, and even Mr. Saint-Pierre himself was elected by Decanter as the 7th most influential person in wine world. The third category is the homegrown wine company. They are based in China and created by Chinese. There's no wonder that they have very good perception of Chinese domestic market. Their business spreads all over China, and they know Chinese consumers' tasting preference, and they are very sensitive to market change. Their marketing principles are very flexible and practical, and normally they have good network and very good relationship with the government. Some of their owners have overseas background and very good knowledge about wines. Besides importing wines, they also have other activities. they're doing wine events, wine educations, and wine retailing in the same time. And for instance, Xiamen Jianfa or DNC Wine Company is even covering hospitality and real estates. As I mentioned, most of their management team have overseas experience, therefore communication is no longer an issue. But you have to pay attention to culture difference, because no longer how many years we are living abroad, as long as we are Chinese, the Chinese mentality is always here. The fourth one, or the last one, is regional, homegrown wine companies. They are everywhere. Not like national wine companies, their influence are only limited in specific region. And 90% of Chinese wine companies are in this category. They do not exactly have very good knowledge about wine, and normally they are switching from the other industry to wines. Life in crevice is the general situation for those companies. They heavily rely on their social networks and relationship with the local government. But if you are a small wine producer or only interested in certain regions in China, why don't you have a try with those players? In this case, you could have a better control of your business and you have more space to negotiate. Okay guys, so the four categories nearly stand for the basic situation of Chinese wine importers. I can't decide for you which one to choose, but as long as you need my help, I will be very happy to give you my personal idea. Okay, so don't hesitate to send me an email or leave a comment. I will do my best to help. This is Danny Wine Talk. Thank you for watching.